Today, my video is going to be a response to Daniel's video from today, which is unbelievably timely and completely perfectly synced with what's going on in my life too right now today. So if you haven't seen Daniel's video, I'm going to link it down below in the description bar. Pause this video, click on his link, watch his video, and then watch this one. Okay? So otherwise, you might be a little bit lost. Maybe not. We'll sort of pick it up around because it's a lot of similar themes and it's probably stuff everybody can relate to. I'm here in Florida, and when I'm in Florida, I'm around more of it's pretty much my side of the family that's here in Florida. And with that comes anybody's loving family that shows their love with food. And anything is a celebration. It's always nice to be around the family, and we celebrate and grieve and celebrate and grieve and celebrate and grieve with food. That's what's done. I know I don't have the only cultural background that revolves everything around food, and I know you guys can relate to it. My history with my family and food has been very contentious. I have struggled with my weight for a long time. I've been, put on diets throughout my life for different reasons, and I ended up blowing up, basically hurting myself in the process. It's kind of like my own personal protest, and I've talked about this before in other videos, so I'm not going to go into it right now, but just suffice it to say that when things got really out of control, it was demons inside of me that were crying out for help, and I've dealt with most of them so far, knock on wood, until the next round of garbage comes up, the next round of struggles and challenges come up out of my psyche with the mental gymnastics. But bringing it back to the whole food thing, Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm not going to see my mom for Mother's Day, and so there's a lot of just life stuff that you want to celebrate together with your family. And when you're in a place that you haven't been in a while, you want to try some of the things that are here that you're like, ooh, I can't get them anywhere else. But when you're going to consciously go off plan, at least for me, there are a lot of things that have to line up for me to feel okay and comfortable and not guilty and filled with angst over going off plan. So when I do choose to have something off plan, I only do it when I know I've got kind of the stars aligned. I like to do it when I have a running start, meaning I've maybe lost a little, so that if I even see a tiny movement up on the scale, I don't freak out because I realize that I'm not that far away from where I just was, this little mini milestone I had for myself. I try to do it, when I know I don't have to weigh out for a challenge, which I just did today. Thank goodness I got my challenge weight in on time. I try to do it when I know I've been really, really strict and on plan all day, and I know that whatever I'm going to have, I've decided that that's not going to be a trigger for me to go crazy, that I'm going to have the amount that I'm going to have, and that's it. I'm not going to have seconds, thirds, anything else. I'm not going to have any extraneous things. I'm not going to eat croutons and any bread and anything extra. I know what I'm going to have, and this is my choice to have what this has. And that, it's freeing in knowing that this is kind of an isolated incident, and then it's back on plan right away as fast as possible, next meal. Earlier this week, my mom had made a special basket of these bready biscuits with apples inside of them that looked and smelled absolutely amazing, and I was blindsided by them, and the whole basket of them landed in front of me at the table, and immediately I seized up and I got really tense and I got really upset, and it almost came down to a yelling match. It was a very stern conversation that I had with my mom, and I was like, I'm not having any of these. And, here she comes with it, into my face, like, take a bite. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I absolutely have to put my foot down. I am not having any of these. They look amazing. Thank you so much for making them for me, but I I can't. This wasn't in my budget for today. It's just not in my budget for today. And gosh, it hurts. So it's either you have the guilt of eating the food or you have the guilt of hurting someone that you love who made you something special, right? So I left that situation feeling really crappy and like a bad daughter. And you don't want to hurt anybody because they made it for you with love, right? So today, to compromise and make up for it, she made this awesome, awesome dessert that was quite a bit lighter, quite a bit more healthy-ish. And although it still wasn't on plan, it was a really big effort on her part to accommodate me and still be able to celebrate. Sorry. It's kind of a big deal. And it was awesome. And I had some. And I'll probably have it again. It's the kind of thing that I would totally bring to a party. It's really easy to make. I'm not going to talk about it in detail because I don't want to trigger anybody, because that's the last thing I want to do is, talk about this kind of stuff. I know I just mentioned the biscuits with apples, but try to erase that out of your head. I don't ever want to talk about food like that to cause any kind of trigger for you guys. But the reason why I'm telling you this is, Daniel mentioned today that, we wrestle with these emotions and the guilt and the compassion that we have for ourselves, and to give ourselves a break. This is life. We're making memories. If life is all about calculated risks, right? There's calculated risk when you invest, there's calculated risk when you travel, there's calculated risk when you find a mate, there's calculated risk when you do anything big in your life, buy a house. There's calculated risk when you're on a weight loss journey. Sometimes you have to take a calculated risk and weigh your options. And, if you can be present, I think changing your relationship with food is so key, because if you're mindful of what you're doing, thin people look at food all day long and they're budgeting in their head, right? They're like little accountants in their head. At least the thin people that I've known all my life, I've watched them, and they're little accountants. They think, oh, well, I had this, so I'm not going to have that. And it's all trade-offs, and it's all, making sure that have I worked out enough to accommodate this thing, if I have this now, I'm not going to have something tomorrow or the weekend, or I'm not going to splurge. A treat is a treat. It's not a daily occurrence. It's just a treat, which is an out of the blue kind of thing to have for a little celebration, even though we always drill into our heads, don't celebrate with food, don't reward with food. Our society does revolve around food. It does. We can sit there and sit in the corner and I'm not going to have that. And that gets us through, the work meetings, and it gets us through, some of the parties where as long as we're keeping busy and we're talking and we're drinking our water and, we've got ourselves distracted and we're enjoying the company, that's key. Focusing on the company, the camaraderie, the fellowship, the conversation, that's all the main points of gatherings anyway, right? But somebody's going to make you something. Somebody's going to put it right in front of you, and they're going to want the love back by seeing your enjoyment. And someday I'm going to wish that I had her apple popover things that she made, And I don't want her to be mad. I don't want to be mad that I didn't eat it. I don't want to cause strife between our relationship. It's hard enough sometimes. So I ate her little cake tonight. It's not really cake. I don't know how to describe it, but it was made with love. It was made with care. I had some. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to stall me. I'm actually really doing really well right now. And so that's the other thing you wrestle with, is you're like, oh, I'm so close to whatever this next milestone is. And you're like, did I blow it? And it's like, no, you didn't blow it. You didn't blow it. all of my hard work has not just been unraveled. All of it has not been unraveled by one item, by one thing that I ate. Consistency. Choosing good things, making good choices consistently. That's what adds up, and that's what matters. Not the once in a while things, okay? So it happens to us all. Daniel, it happened to me tonight. And it'll happen to you guys too. So be easy on yourself. Love the people that are with you. Make good choices. Take the smallest piece if you have to. Take the smallest piece. Have 2 bites. But be mindful of what you're eating. Enjoy it. Savor it. Use that as a moment of gratitude. And appreciate it for what it is. And don't take a second piece. And then go drink some water, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your video, Daniel. You nailed it today, and it happened. So, have a good night. Bye.